Ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you today with a simple yet powerful message. Risk is always better than regret. We live in a world where comfort often reigns supreme, where we avoid the unknown and cling to the familiar, afraid of what lies beyond. But I want you to understand this truth. True growth, true purpose, true joy comes not from staying in your comfort zone, but from stepping boldly into the unknown. The fear of the unknown can be paralyzing. It whispers in our ears, telling us that we're not ready, that we might fail, that the risk is just too great. But my friends, let me tell you this. The real risk lies not in taking that step forward, but in staying where you are, safe, secure, and stagnating. Life is about growth, about moving forward, about taking chances that will stretch your spirit and challenge your mind. We all know the sting of regret. It's the silent burden we carry when we wonder what could have been if only we had taken that chance, if only we had dared to be brave, if only we had trusted ourselves. Regret has no mercy. It consumes the soul. But fear of failure, fear of making mistakes, that's not the enemy. The enemy is the fear that holds you back from even trying. Listen to me. Fear will always be there. It will always try to stop you, to hold you in place. But you have something greater in you, the power to overcome that fear. You have the ability to push through it, to embrace the risk, to chase the dream, knowing that even if you fail, it will not be failure, it will be a lesson. It will be a stepping stone towards something better. What is it that you desire? What dreams have you buried deep inside because you've been afraid to risk everything for them? I encourage you today, take that step. You may not have all the answers, you may not know exactly what will happen, but I assure you, the journey is worth it. The lesson, the growth, the courage, it's worth the risk. And I leave you with this. What will your legacy be? Will you be known for playing it safe or holding back? Or will you be remembered for your boldness, your courage, your faith in what was possible, even when the odds seemed against you? The legacy of bold decisions is a legacy that impacts the world. It inspires others to rise, to follow, to dare, to dream. Taking risks is not just a fleeting concept. It is the very heartbeat of a life well lived. When we look at the people who inspire us, the ones who stand out in history, or those who seem to have found their purpose, they often have one thing in common. They dared to take risks, to step into the unknown, to break free from the safe walls of comfort, and to challenge the status quo. We often hear phrases like play it safe or stay within your limits. But the truth is, if we always stay within our comfort zones, we miss out on the very things that make life meaningful. Life, in its essence, is a journey, a series of opportunities, challenges, and experiences that shape who we are. These opportunities, however, are not always wrapped in packages of certainty and ease. They demand something from us. They demand that we let go of the fear of failure, that we step out into situations that make us uncomfortable, and that we trust in the possibility of something better on the other side. It is easy to cling to the security of what we know, to stay in a place where everything is predictable, but if we do so, we deny ourselves the chance to grow, to evolve, and to find purpose. Growth is not a passive process. We don't grow by staying in the same place, doing the same thing, day in and day out. Growth requires challenge. It demands that we stretch beyond our limits, that we face discomfort and uncertainty head on. But when we take that leap, when we embrace the risks that come with stepping into the unknown, something incredible happens. We begin to uncover strengths we didn't know we had. We discover resilience, creativity, and determination. The very act of taking a risk opens up the potential for us to grow in ways that would have been impossible if we had stayed within the familiar boundaries of what's comfortable. Risk also brings purpose into our lives. Purpose is often a byproduct of the risks we take. It is through those moments of uncertainty where we choose to venture into new territory that we find our calling. Purpose is not something that's handed to us on a silver platter. It's something we uncover as we navigate the twists and turns of life. When we choose to take a risk, we are giving ourselves the opportunity to explore who we are, what we want, and what we can contribute to the world. Without taking risks, we limit our potential for discovering what truly drives us, what truly matters. Purpose and risk are inseparable. The path to finding fulfillment in life is not a smooth, straight line. It's filled with detours, unexpected turns, and sometimes even dead ends. But it's those very moments that shape us. By stepping outside of the safety of the known, we allow ourselves to encounter new experiences, new ideas, and new people who can help us find our true purpose. The pursuit of purpose requires a willingness to risk the familiar for the unknown, to sacrifice comfort for growth, and to choose the possibility of something better over the certainty of what is easy. Taking risks is also a key ingredient in the process of change. We all desire change in some form, whether it's personal growth, career advancement, or even societal progress. But change doesn't happen by accident, and it doesn't happen through complacency. Change is born out of the willingness to take risks. It's the decision to break free from old patterns and ways of thinking that have kept us stuck. It's the decision to challenge ourselves, to be better, to push beyond the limits we've set for ourselves, and to dare to create something new. Change, whether it's in our personal lives or in the world around us, requires people who are willing to risk everything for a better tomorrow. Think of the innovators and leaders who have made a lasting impact. They didn't sit back and wait for things to change. They took risks. They made bold decisions that led to transformation. Whether it's inventing new technologies, fighting for justice, or simply changing the way we think about the world, these individuals didn't allow fear of failure to hold them back. They embraced risk because they understood that true change comes from the courage to take chances, to step outside of the comfort zone and to confront the challenges head on. While risk does come with the potential for failure, it's important to remember that failure is not the opposite of success. It is often a vital part of it. When we take risks, we open ourselves to the possibility of failure, yes, but we also open ourselves to the possibility of success beyond our wildest imagination. Failure is simply a step on the path to success. It teaches us lessons we would never have learned otherwise. It shows us our weaknesses and gives us the opportunity to become stronger, smarter, and more capable. Without the risk of failure, we would never experience the sweet taste of success, because success is often built on the lessons learned through failure. Moreover, when we take risks, we inspire others to do the same. When we step out of our comfort zones, we show others that it's okay to take chances. We create a ripple effect, encouraging those around us to break free from their own fears and limitations. In doing so, we not only enrich our own lives, but also the lives of others. We create a culture of growth, change, and possibility, where people are not afraid to take risks because they see that it's possible to fail and still rise again. Ultimately, taking risks is not about avoiding discomfort or uncertainty. It's about embracing those things and understanding that they are necessary for growth, purpose, and change. Life is not meant to be lived in a bubble of safety and predictability. It's meant to be lived fully, with all the risks and challenges that come with it. When we choose to take risks, we choose to live a life that is rich with possibility, purpose, and meaning. Fear is one of the most powerful emotions we experience, and often it holds us back from achieving our dreams and realizing our full potential. It whispers to us in the quiet moments of doubt, telling us we are not good enough, that we're not ready, or that failure is inevitable. Fear has the ability to paralyze us, to keep us from stepping into the unknown, and to prevent us from taking the necessary risks to change our lives. But what we often fail to realize is that fear, while it may feel overwhelming, is nothing more than a barrier to our growth and our future. In many ways, fear is the greatest obstacle we face when it comes to pursuing our dreams. It makes us question ourselves and our abilities. It tries to convince us that the familiar is safer than the uncertain, and that staying where we are is better than risking the unknown. But the truth is, fear is nothing more than a defense mechanism designed to protect us from harm, but often overacting in ways that limit our potential. Fear often arises when we are about to step outside of our comfort zone, when we are about to do something that challenges us and pushes us to grow. It may show up as a feeling of anxiety, self-doubt, or an overwhelming sense of what if. But those very feelings, while uncomfortable, are also signs that we are on the edge of something greater. The danger is not in the fear itself, but in allowing it to dictate our decisions and actions. When we let fear take control, we are choosing to let go of our dreams, our ambitions, and our potential for growth. We give into the temptation of staying where it's comfortable and familiar, rather than embracing the discomfort that comes with growth and transformation. But here's the thing. The rewards of taking risks far outweigh the temporary discomfort of fear. When we allow fear to hold us back, we are choosing a life of stagnation, a life of what if, of missed opportunities, and of unfulfilled potential. It is important to recognize that fear is a normal part of the human experience. Everyone, no matter how successful or confident they may appear, has faced fear at some point in their lives. The difference lies in how we respond to that fear. While fear may never fully disappear, it's possible to acknowledge it and move forward despite it. The key is to confront fear head on and not let it make our decisions for us. When we face our fears directly, we take away their power. We show ourselves that we are stronger than the fear itself and that we have the courage to move forward even when we don't know exactly what the future holds. One of the greatest misconceptions about fear is that it's something to avoid or eliminate entirely. The reality is, fear can be a powerful motivator. When we confront our fear, we give ourselves the chance to break through our limitations. It's in those moments of fear that we discover our true strength, our resilience, and our ability to adapt to the challenges life throws our way. The process of pushing through fear is what helps us build the confidence and determination we need to succeed. Each time we overcome fear, we prove to ourselves that we are capable of more than we thought. And with each victory, the next challenge seems a little less daunting. The fear of failure is often one of the most paralyzing aspects of taking risks. We worry that if we try and fail, it will somehow define us or diminish our worth. But the reality is that failure is not the end. It is a part of the journey. Every successful person has faced failure at some point, and yet they didn't let it stop them. Failure is not something to be feared. It's something to be embraced as a necessary step toward success. It's through failure that we learn, grow, and refine our skills. Failure teaches us lessons that success never could. Without it, we would never understand the true value of persistence, hard work, and resilience. It's also important to understand that the fear of failure is often more daunting in our minds than it is in reality. Most of the time, our fear is based on assumptions and what-ifs. We fear that things will go wrong, but we don't fully know what the outcome will be until we take the step. In fact, many of the things we fear never actually happen, or they don't unfold the way we imagined. And even if things don't go according to plan, the experience itself becomes a valuable part of the learning process. Beyond fear of failure, there is the fear of the unknown. The fear that comes when we face uncertainty and don't know what lies ahead. This fear is often rooted in our desire for control. We like to know what to expect, to have a plan in place, and to feel secure in our decisions. But life is inherently uncertain. And it's in that uncertainty that the most incredible opportunities for growth and change lie. The fear of the unknown can be paralyzing, but it also holds the key to the greatest adventures and transformations. By learning to embrace uncertainty and move forward despite not knowing exactly what will happen, we open ourselves up to a world of possibilities. When we look at the lives of those who have achieved greatness, whether in their careers, relationships, or personal growth, they didn't get there by avoiding fear. They faced it. They felt it, but they didn't let it control them. They took risks, made bold decisions, and chose the possibility of success over the comfort of the familiar. And in doing so, they created lives that were rich with meaning, fulfillment, and accomplishment. The rewards of overcoming fear and taking risks are immeasurable. Not only do we open ourselves up to new opportunities, but we also begin to live lives that are true to our deepest desires and values. We move closer to our potential, to the person we are meant to be. And even in the face of challenges or setbacks, we know that we are growing, learning, and becoming stronger with each step. Ultimately, the real pain lies not in facing our fears, but in living a life filled with regret for the things we didn't try, for the risk we didn't take. The regret of never stepping up to the plate, never chasing our dreams, and never realizing our full potential is a far greater burden than the fear we face along the way. So I urge you, confront your fears, embrace the discomfort, take the risk, and know that the rewards will always be worth it. Regret is a powerful, often painful emotion that can quietly shape the course of our lives. It creeps into our thoughts when we find ourselves looking back at moments we could have seized but didn't, opportunities we didn't take, or risks we didn't embrace. Regret often stems from a fundamental choice, the choice to stay in the comfort of the known, even when it means missing out on the potential of the unknown. It's the choice to avoid discomfort and risk, to play it safe, and to choose what feels secure rather than stepping into something uncertain but possibly life-changing. But here's the truth we often fail to recognize. Choosing safety over possibility and staying where we are out of fear can lead to a lifetime of wondering, what if? We all face moments in life where we are confronted with the choice between staying where we are or stepping into something unknown. These moments may come in many forms, whether it's a career change, a move to a new city, a new relationship, or simply taking on a new challenge. In these moments, we often feel the pull of fear, the fear of the unfamiliar, the fear of failure, and the fear of what could go wrong. The temptation is to stay in the comfort zone, to stick with what we know because it feels safe. But what we fail to see in that moment is that while safety may offer short-term peace, it can lead to long-term regret. It's the fear of the unknown that often prevents us from making bold decisions. Yet it's precisely by facing that fear that we free ourselves from a life lived with what-if questions echoing in our hearts. When we choose the comfort of the known over the unknown, we limit our potential. The familiar may feel safe, but it also keeps us stagnant, unable to grow or evolve. Growth requires stepping into new experiences, confronting challenges, and testing our limits. The unknown, though daunting, is where transformation happens. It's where we encounter new possibilities and discover aspects of ourselves we didn't know existed. When we stay in the safety of what's comfortable, we deny ourselves the opportunity to unlock those new chapters of our lives. Over time, the decisions we make to avoid risk accumulate into a trail of missed opportunities. And with each one, we begin to wonder, what would have happened if I had taken that chance? What would my life look like if I had chosen to step into the unknown? The danger of living with regret is that it doesn't just stay in the past, it follows us into the present, casting a shadow over our future. Regret grows as we age, and the older we get, the more we realize that time is a limited resource. The years slip by, and the moments that could have been filled with new experiences and possibilities are replaced with the silence of the what-ifs. We find ourselves stuck in the past, replaying those moments in our minds, wishing we had made a different choice. Regret robs us of our peace and our ability to move forward. It keeps us tethered to a life that could have been, making it harder to take future risks and make bold decisions. But perhaps the most painful aspect of regret is not that we failed, but that we didn't even try. Failure, in its many forms, is often a far better teacher than the absence of action. It's through failure that we learn, grow, and evolve. But regret comes from the opportunities we never took, the paths we never walked, and the risks we never dared to face. It's the empty space where potential once lived. Regret leaves us questioning ourselves, wondering if we missed out on something incredible, something that could have shaped our destiny. And the longer we live with those questions, the more they take hold of our hearts, making it harder to move forward with the same courage we lacked before. The fear of the unknown may feel overwhelming, but it pales in comparison to the weight of regret. Regret is the constant companion of missed opportunities, of dreams never pursued, of actions left untried. The pain of living with what if is a burden that only grows heavier with time. When we choose safety, we may avoid the immediate discomfort of uncertainty, but we are unknowingly choosing a future filled with unanswered questions. We're trading a life full of possibility for a life filled with quiet resignation. We're choosing the illusion of security over the reality of growth, and ultimately, the peace of knowing we gave it everything we had. One of the greatest tragedies in life is to reach the end of our journey and realize that we never truly lived, that we stayed in the same place for far too long, that we let fear decide our fate, and that we missed the chance to become the person we were meant to be. When we make the choice to stay in the known, we're not just protecting ourselves from failure, we're protecting ourselves from success, from growth, and from the joy that comes with taking risks and stepping into the unknown. The safest road may seem like the easiest path, but it often leads to a life of what-ifs that will haunt us long after we've let go of our dreams. We cannot let fear and the comfort of the known keep us from reaching for the life we truly desire. The unknown may be uncertain, but it is also filled with the possibility of change, growth, and fulfillment. Every moment we spend in the familiar, waiting for the right time or the right conditions, is a moment we'll never get back. When we allow fear to keep us from stepping out of our comfort zones, we are making the choice to let our dreams slip away. And as the years pass, the regret of what we didn't do becomes a burden that we carry with us, one that could have been avoided if only we had chosen to take the risk. Living without regret means choosing the potential of the unknown over the safety of the known. It means stepping forward even when we're unsure, trusting that what lies ahead will be worth the discomfort and the uncertainty. It means refusing to let fear dictate our choices and instead choosing to live a life that is true to our deepest desires and passions. We cannot afford to live a life filled with what-ifs and missed opportunities. The time to act is now. The time to embrace the unknown is now, because the pain of regret is far greater than the fear of taking a chance. Faith and trust are two of the most powerful forces we have at our disposal as we journey through life. They are the unseen threads that hold us together during the most uncertain times, the anchors that keep us grounded when everything around us seems chaotic or unclear. Faith is the belief in something greater than ourselves, a trust in the process of life, and in the belief that there is a purpose to all that happens. Trust is the action that follows that belief, the willingness to let go of control and allow life to unfold, even when we don't know what the outcome will be. Together, faith and trust form a foundation that allows us to face challenges, grow, and ultimately find fulfillment. Faith and trust are not always easy to cultivate. In a world that often prioritizes certainty, security, and immediate results, it can be difficult to let go and trust in a process that might feel beyond our understanding. We live in a society that often demands that we have all the answers, that we can see the end from the beginning, and that we know exactly how every situation will unfold. Yet life rarely works in such predictable ways. More often than not, we find ourselves stepping into the unknown, unsure of the steps ahead, and unsure of how things will turn out. It's in these moments of uncertainty that faith and trust become so crucial. Having faith doesn't mean that we have all the answers. It doesn't mean that we know how things will play out or that we are immune to doubt or fear. It simply means that we trust in the process of life and in the journey itself. Faith is the belief that despite the challenges, despite the unknowns, there is a reason behind everything. Even if we can't always see it in the moment, it is knowing deep down that we are exactly where we need to be, even when it doesn't feel that way. Faith is the courage to continue moving forward, even when the path ahead is unclear and the destination uncertain. Trusting in the process is not about sitting back and doing nothing, but rather about showing up, taking action, and having confidence that each step we take is leading us towards something greater. It's about doing the work, putting in the effort, and allowing things to unfold in their own time. Trusting the process means knowing that there will be bumps along the way, that there will be setbacks, and that things may not always go as planned. But it also means believing that everything we face, whether it feels positive or negative in the moment, is contributing to our growth and our understanding. When we trust in the process, we let go of the need to control every outcome. We stop obsessing over what might happen or worrying about how things will unfold. Instead, we focus on what we can control, our own actions, our attitudes, and our willingness to persevere. This shift in perspective allows us to be more present in the moment, less distracted by fears of the future, and more open to the lessons that each experience has to offer. It allows us to move through life with grace and resilience, knowing that even the most difficult moments are part of a larger picture that we may not yet fully understand. In trusting the process, we also develop a deeper sense of trust in ourselves. We learn to believe in our own abilities, to have confidence that we can handle whatever comes our way. When we trust ourselves, we empower ourselves to take risks, to pursue dreams, and to face challenges without fear of failure. We realize that even when things don't go as planned, we are still capable of adjusting, learning, and moving forward. This self-trust is vital for growth because it allows us to take bold steps, to take on new challenges, and to embrace new opportunities, knowing that we can navigate them with resilience and wisdom. Faith and trust also play a crucial role in the relationships we build with others. Trust is the foundation of all meaningful connections. It's what allows us to open up to others, to be vulnerable, and to form deep, lasting bonds. When we trust others, we create space for collaboration, mutual respect, and shared growth. It is through our relationships that we often learn the most about ourselves and the world around us. These connections are also where we experience the true power of faith and trust. When we place our trust in others, we allow them to support us, to guide us, and to be part of our journey. And in turn, we can offer the same to them, creating a cycle of mutual faith and trust that enriches all of our lives. The power of faith and trust also becomes evident when we look at the growth we experience over time. Growth doesn't happen overnight. It is a slow, sometimes painful process that requires patience, perseverance, and most importantly, trust. There are moments when we feel stuck or unsure, when it seems like nothing is moving forward. But it is in these moments of doubt that faith and trust are most important. They give us the strength to keep going even when we don't see immediate results. They remind us that growth is not always linear, that it is often a winding road with many twists and turns, but that each step forward, no matter how small, is a step towards something greater. There is also a certain peace that comes with trusting the process. When we stop trying to control every outcome and instead embrace the unknown, we find freedom. We no longer carry the heavy burden of worrying about what will happen because we trust that whatever comes our way, we will be able to handle it. We let go of the need for perfection and embrace the beauty of imperfection. We learn to enjoy the journey itself rather than fixating solely on the destination. Trusting the process also opens us up to the possibility of unimaginable growth. When we trust that life is unfolding as it should, we begin to see opportunities in the challenges we face. We develop the resilience to overcome obstacles and the wisdom to learn from our experiences. With faith in ourselves and in the process, we begin to realize that we are capable of more than we ever imagined. We start to see the world through a lens of possibility, knowing that every setback is an opportunity for growth and every challenge is a chance to learn and evolve. Ultimately, the power of faith and trust lies in their ability to transform our perspective on life. They allow us to approach each day with confidence, knowing that the process we are in is leading us toward greater growth, fulfillment, and purpose. They remind us that even in the most uncertain times, there is a larger plan at work, one that is guiding us towards something greater than we can yet see. Trusting in the process, in ourselves, and in the journey is what enables us to live fully, to embrace every moment, and to grow into the person we are meant to become. Bold decisions have the power to shape the course of our lives, and in many ways, they define the legacies we leave behind. When we make bold choices, we are not merely acting out of impulse or recklessness. We are stepping into a place where we trust ourselves, where we acknowledge the possibility of failure, and where we strive towards something greater than what we've known before. The beauty of bold decisions is that they carry a ripple effect, influencing not only our lives, but also the lives of those around us. Bold decisions have the power to inspire, to challenge, and to create lasting change. Many people fear making bold decisions because of the potential for failure. It's natural to be afraid of taking risks, to worry that things won't work out as we hope, or that we'll face rejection, criticism, or disappointment. But what we fail to understand in these moments is that failure is not the opposite of boldness. It is an essential part of it. Every bold decision carries with it the possibility of failure, but failure, far from being something to avoid, is actually one of our greatest teachers. It teaches us resilience, adaptability, and the courage to try again. In fact, some of the most remarkable achievements in history have come not from avoiding failure, but from embracing it as a part of the journey towards success. When we make bold decisions, we set ourselves on a path of growth. We choose to step out of our comfort zones, to face the unknown, and to pursue something that feels uncertain. It's in those moments of uncertainty that we are truly tested, that we discover what we are made of. Bold decisions force us to rise to the occasion, to tap into resources we didn't even know we had, and to grow in ways that we never could if we simply played it safe. It's through boldness that we stretch beyond our limitations, and it's in the struggle that we become stronger. The legacy of a bold decision is not defined by the outcome, but by the courage it took to make it. Whether the decision leads to success or failure, the very act of choosing to take that leap of faith is what leaves behind something meaningful. Bold decisions shape who we become. They teach us the value of perseverance, and they inspire those who witness them. Think about the people in your life who you admire most. More often than not, it's not their successes that stand out, but the bold decisions they made to get there. The moments when they chose to face fear head on, when they took risks that others weren't willing to take, and when they stood firm in their conviction to pursue something they believed in, even when it seemed impossible. These bold choices don't just impact us in the moment. They create a legacy that lives on long after the decision has been made. When we choose to take bold action, we are not just influencing our own future. We are also leaving behind a trail for others to follow. The decisions we make today will inspire the actions of tomorrow. Our children, our friends, our colleagues, and even strangers who look up to us may be watching how we handle uncertainty, how we respond to challenges, and how we navigate the twists and turns of life. By making bold decisions, we are passing on a message of courage and possibility. We are showing others that it's okay to take risks, to fail, and to learn. We are modeling a mindset that says it's not about avoiding failure, it's about striving for something greater. The fear of failure often keeps us from making bold decisions, but in reality, avoiding bold decisions out of fear can result in a much greater cost, the cost of regret. The regret that we didn't try, that we didn't take the chance, that we didn't pursue the dream that called to us. The most painful regrets are not those born from failure, but from missed opportunities, from sitting back and wondering, what if? Bold decisions, on the other hand, allow us to move forward with purpose, knowing that no matter the outcome, we gave it our all. And when we face challenges or failures, we can hold our heads high, knowing that those setbacks are simply stepping stones on the way to something greater. When we are bold, we free ourselves from the fear of judgment or criticism. Bold decisions are often met with resistance, whether from others or from our own internal doubts. But it is through standing firm in our convictions and trusting in the path we've chosen that we learn to ignore the naysayers. The world may not always understand our decisions, but that's not the point. The point is that we are choosing to live authentically, to pursue what matters to us, and to be true to our values and vision. Bold decisions require us to trust ourselves and our instincts, to believe in our capacity to handle whatever comes our way, and to know that we are capable of creating the life we desire, regardless of how others may view it. In a world that often values safety and security, making bold decisions is an act of defiance. It's a declaration that we are willing to fight for what we believe in, that we are willing to risk it all for a cause, a dream, or a future that excites us. Boldness requires us to step into the unknown, to challenge the status quo, and to redefine what is possible. It's about choosing to live with purpose and passion, to make decisions that align with our truest desires, even when the outcome is uncertain. When we do this, we not only build a life worth living, but we create a legacy of courage, resilience, and boldness that will continue to inspire others long after we're gone. Failure is a natural part of the process of making bold decisions, but it does not diminish the significance of those decisions. In fact, failure only deepens the legacy we leave behind. Every time we fail and get back up, we prove to the world and to ourselves that we are committed to the journey, that we are willing to keep pushing forward, and that we are not afraid to fall in pursuit of our dreams. It's through these struggles that we develop strength, wisdom, and a deeper understanding of what it means to truly live. And as we pass on the lessons we've learned, we continue to inspire others to be bold, to take risks, and to pursue their own legacies of greatness. The boldest decisions leave a lasting mark on the world. It's not about playing it safe or avoiding failure. It's about having the courage to strive for something greater, to follow our passion, and to trust that the journey will be worth it. Our legacy is built on the decisions we make today, and the impact of those decisions can last for generations. Even in failure, we find growth and lessons that shape the future. The legacy of bold decisions is one that continues to inspire, to empower, and to remind us all that greatness lies in the choices we make, not in the fears we avoid. Do not let the fear of taking risks steal your chance to live fully. Do not let regret define your life. Step out, take the risk, for in the end, risk is always better than regret. Thank you.